I was in the delivery room when my bank sent an alert, $18,000 withdrawn. My husband texted, "The baby can wait, the boys needed me in Vegas." The nurse showed me his Instagram. He was popping champagne. I smiled and told her perfect timing, then made one phone call that changed everything. The contractions had started at 3 a.m. I'd called Marcus 4 times before giving up and driving myself to the hospital. His phone went straight to voicemail. Probably sleeping, I'd told myself, gripping the steering wheel through another wave of pain. We'd been married 7 years. Together for 10. This was supposed to be our moment. By 8 a.m., I was dilated to 6 centimeters when the bank notification lit up my phone. Withdrawal, $18,000. Remaining balance, $37.42. I stared at the numbers, thinking the pain medication was making me hallucinate. That was our emergency fund. The baby fund. The money we'd saved for 3 years, skipping vacations, eating ramen, working overtime. Then came his text. "The baby can wait, the boys needed me in Vegas. You've got this. My name is Serena, and from wherever you're watching this, stay with me. Because what happened next taught me that sometimes the universe puts you exactly where you need to be, even if it's alone in a delivery room discovering your husband's betrayal." The nurse, Patricia, saw my face go pale. "Honey, you okay? Is it the pain?" I showed her the text. She read it twice, her expression shifting from concern to rage. "That man did not just. Check his Instagram," I whispered. "His username is Marcus the Maverick." She pulled out her phone, typed, and her eyes widened. There he was, my husband, shirtless in a Vegas pool, champagne bottle raised, surrounded by women in bikinis. The timestamp, 20 minutes ago. The caption, "Living my best life. What happens in Vegas? Slot machine bottle with popping cork." Patricia turned the screen toward me. "This him?" I nodded, another contraction hitting. But this time, the physical pain felt small compared to the wound opening in my chest. "The comments," Patricia muttered, scrolling. "His boys are tagging him in everything. They've been there since yesterday. Yesterday, when I'd been admitted for early labor. When he'd kissed my forehead and promised to grab my hospital bag from home. He'd never come back." "There's more," Patricia said quietly. She showed me a video posted by someone named Derek the Dynamic. Marcus was at a blackjack table, throwing chips like confetti. 20 grand on black, he screamed in the video. The crowd cheered. He lost. He laughed and ordered another drink. 20 grand. More than our savings. "Honey," Patricia squeezed my hand. "What do you need me to do?" I looked at her. This stranger who'd shown more concern for me in 10 minutes than my husband had in the last 9 months. "I need my phone," I said. "And I need you to record everything on his page before he sobers up and deletes it." She nodded, screenshot after screenshot filling her camera roll. I made the first call to my brother-in-law, Marcus's older brother David. The successful one. The one who'd co-signed our apartment lease because Marcus's credit was trash. The one whose credit card Marcus had for emergencies only. "David, it's Serena. I'm in labor." "Oh my God. Where's Marcus?" "I'll head over. He's in Vegas. Used our savings. All of it. And I need you to check your credit card." Silence. Then typing. "Then, that motherf, he charged $32,000. $32,000. When?" "Since yesterday. He's still there. Still charging. Check his Instagram." More silence. More typing. Then David's voice deadly calm. "I'm freezing the card right now. And Serena? Send me everything. Screenshots, bank records, everything." He's done. The second call was to our landlord. Marcus didn't know I'd been in contact with him about breaking our lease early. I'd found a perfect little house near my mom, put down a deposit with my own savings. The account Marcus didn't know about. The account I'd opened after finding those suspicious charges last year, the ones he'd blamed on identity theft. "Mr. Morrison? It's Serena. I need to move the timeline up. Can I sign the lease termination today?" "Today? Aren't you due? I'm literally in labor. But I need Marcus off that apartment lease immediately." "Today. I'll sign electronically." Okay. I'll email it now." "You sure you're all right?" "I'm perfect," I said, breathing through another contraction. "Just send it." The third call was to Marcus's job. His boss, Linda, answered on the second ring. I like Linda. She'd given Marcus 3 chances already after his no-shows and extended lunch breaks. "Linda? It's Serena. I wanted to let you know Marcus won't be in Monday. Or ever, probably. He's in Vegas. Vegas? But he said his mother was sick. Said he needed emergency leave for a family crisis. I laughed. Actually laughed. Check his Instagram. Marcus the Maverick. The only crisis is about to be his. Oh, honey. Oh no. Are you? In labor? Yes. Alone? Yes. Done. Absolutely. I'll handle it, Linda said quietly. You focus on that baby. And Serena? We're hiring for his position. Better pay. Full benefits. If you know anyone. I'll think about it, I said. Patricia had been busy. She'd screenshotted everything, every post, every story, every tagged location. But then she showed me something that made my blood run cold. Honey, look at this girl. She zoomed in on one of the pool photos. A redhead in a white bikini, sitting on Marcus's lap. Look at her wrist. I looked, and there it was. The tennis bracelet. The one I'd thought I'd lost last month. The one Marcus had helped me look for, tearing apart our bedroom, suggesting maybe I'd dropped it at the gym. That's mine, I whispered. He gave her my bracelet. Oh hell no, Patricia muttered. She screenshotted that too, zooming in until the unique butterfly clasp I'd had custom-made was clearly visible. Dr. Martinez came in then, checked me, smiled. 8 centimeters. You're doing amazing. Dad on his way. Patricia and I exchanged looks. No, I said simply. But I've got everyone I need. And I did. Because while Marcus was throwing away our future on blackjack and bottle service, Patricia had called in the cavalry. 2 more nurses appeared, Sarah and Monica, both ready to support me through this. We heard, Sarah said simply. Patricia showed us. You need anything, you ask. Actually, I said, pulling up my laptop. I need witnesses. Over the next hour, between contractions, I worked. Changed every password. Removed him from my credit cards. Transferred my half of our joint checking to my personal account. Filed the lease termination. Screenshot his confession texts for the lawyer I'd already contacted. You planned this, Monica observed, watching me work. No, I admitted. I hoped I'd never need to. But I prepared, just in case. At 11:47 a.m., as I was pushing, Marcus finally called. Patricia held the phone to my ear. Baby, how's it going? You good? I could hear slot machines in the background. Drunk voices. Music. I'm pushing. I managed between breaths. Oh, cool. Hey, so funny story. The cards aren't working? Can you check with the bank? The guys are waiting and... Push, Dr. Martinez commanded. I pushed. And hung up. Airplane mode, Patricia suggested, switching my phone. You don't need that energy right now. She was right. Because at 12:23 p.m., my daughter arrived. Perfect, healthy, screaming. They placed her on my chest, and she looked up at me with these massive dark eyes, like she already knew. Like she understood we were a team now. What's her name? Sarah asked, preparing the birth certificate. I looked at my daughter, this perfect little human who'd already taught me so much about strength. Alexandra, I said. It means defender of mankind. Beautiful, Patricia murmured. And father's name for the certificate? I met her eyes. Leave it blank for now. I need to consult my lawyer first. She nodded, made a note. By 3 p.m., the messages started flooding in. I turned off airplane mode to send a few photos to my mom and saw 47 missed calls from Marcus. 23 texts, escalating from confused to angry to panicked. 15 calls from various Vegas numbers. 6 voicemails from his friends. David had texted. Card frozen. He's stranded. Also, I'm evicting him from the apartment. You're welcome to stay as long as you need. Linda. Job terminated. Cleared out his desk. When you're ready, let's talk about that position. My mom. On my way with the truck. We'll get your things while he's gone. I turned the phone back to airplane mode and spent the next hours in peace, learning my daughter's faces, her sounds, her perfect little fingers. Patricia stayed past her shift end, bringing me iced chips and keeping watch like a guardian angel. That evening, she showed me the latest from Instagram. Marcus's friends had gone silent. No more posts. No more tags. But Derek had posted one story, a video of Marcus at the hotel desk, credit card declining, voice getting higher. This is a mistake. Call my wife. She'll fix this. Ma'am, the desk clerk said in the video, the card holder, David Martinez, has reported these charges as fraudulent. You'll need to provide another form of payment or vacate immediately. The video cut off. Patricia grinned. Want to see the best part? She pulled up a text thread someone had forwarded. Marcus in the group chat. Guys, someone help me out, I'm stuck. Bro, the room is in your name. Someone spot me the plane ticket. Anyone? This isn't funny. Answer me. Timestamps showed 3 hours of silence after that. Beautiful, I murmured, Alexandra sleeping against my chest. The next morning, Marcus made it home. How? I didn't care. But he called from our apartment, our former apartment, screaming. Where are you? Where's our stuff? What did you do? Patricia held the phone while I nursed Alexandra. I'm where I need to be, I said calmly. With people who showed up. I'm your husband. I had an emergency. What emergency, Marcus? The boys needed me. Derek's divorce, man. He was spiraling. I had to be there. I actually laughed. Derek posted videos of you motorboating strippers, Marcus. Silence. Also, I continued, that redhead in the white bikini? The one wearing my tennis bracelet? Really nice touch. Baby, listen. No. You listen. Your brother evicted you. Your job fired you. Your credit cards are frozen. And I've already filed the paperwork. My lawyer will be in touch. You can't just. I can. I did. And Marcus? Check your Instagram comments. Because while he'd been passed out on his friend's couch, flying back coach middle seat, because that's all he could afford with the cash he'd scraped together, I'd posted. Just once. A photo of Alexandra's perfect hand wrapped around my finger. Caption. She arrived October 3rd, 24 at 12:23 p.m. 7 pounds 2 ounces of pure strength. While her father chose Vegas, champagne, and my tennis bracelet on another woman's wrist, she and I chose each other. To the nurses who became my family, the brother-in-law who shut down the party, and the employer who opened a door, thank you. We're starting fresh, just us two. And we're perfect. Tagged. St. Mary's Hospital, Patricia RN, Sarah RN, Monica RN, David Martinez, Linda Harrison. The likes poured in. The comments flooded. But the best part? The redhead found it. Commented. Wait, that's your bracelet? He said he bought it for me. Face screaming in fear. I replied, keep it. It looks better on someone who didn't know they were wearing stolen goods. But maybe check if anything else he gave you has someone else's name engraved inside. She deleted her comment. Then her whole account. Marcus called 17 more times that day. Texted apologies, threats, promises, accusations. I documented everything, forwarded it all to my lawyer, and blocked him. 2 weeks later, I was back in Linda's office. Not begging for help. Interviewing for Marcus's position. Alexandra slept peacefully in her carrier beside me. The pay is 40% more than what he made, Linda explained. Full benefits, flexible hours, and honestly, we should have hired you years ago. You've been doing half his work anyway, fixing his mistakes. I accepted on the spot. A month later, the divorce papers were filed. Abandonment during childbirth. Financial abuse. Theft. My lawyer was confident it would be quick. He's claiming you tricked him, she told me. Says you knew he'd leave and planned everything. Did I plan for my husband to steal $18,000 while I was in labor? No. Did I prepare for the possibility he might show his true colors? Yes. There's a difference. She smiled. That's why you're going to win. And I did. Full custody. Child support. He got his clothes and his Xbox. I got everything else, including my freedom. 6 months later, Patricia texted me. You need to see this. Marcus had posted on LinkedIn. Taking a break from the corporate world to find myself. Sometimes you have to lose everything to gain perspective. #new beginnings, #growth mindset. I laughed so hard I woke Alexandra. But she just gurgled and smiled, like she was in on the joke. Your daddy's something else, I told her. But you know what? He gave us the best gift. He showed us exactly who he was, and exactly who we don't need. Now it's been a year. Alexandra took her first steps last week, right into Patricia's arms at her first birthday party. David was there, sober and proud. Linda brought a cake shaped like a briefcase because I'd just gotten promoted again. My mom held court in the kitchen, telling everyone how she'd cleaned out my apartment in 3 hours flat while Marcus was trying to hitchhike home from Vegas. And Marcus? Last I heard, he was living with his mother, working at a call center, still posting about his journey to enlightenment. Still blaming everyone but himself. Sometimes people ask if I regret any of it. If I wish I'd handled it differently. Given him another chance. Tried to work it out for Alexandra's sake. I tell them the truth. The only thing I regret is not trusting my instincts sooner. Not opening that secret account earlier. Not seeing that when someone shows you who they are, through missed birthdays, suspicious charges, countless small betrayals. You should believe them. But that bank alert at 8 a.m. in the delivery room? That wasn't a betrayal. That was a gift. Because it freed me to become who I was meant to be, Alexander's mother. Nothing more, nothing less, nothing else needed. And that champagne photo on Instagram? I had it printed, framed. It sits in my office as a reminder, not of pain or anger or loss, but of the exact moment I chose myself and my daughter over a man who chose everything but us. Patricia was right that day in the delivery room. The timing was perfect, because every ending is just a beginning in disguise. And our beginning? It started with $18,000 disappearing, a text saying the baby could wait, and one phone call that changed everything. Best money he ever spent.